Hi there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for taking a look at the third segment of our damage restoration marketing webinar series. In this segment, we're really going to go into detail about SEO. And since SEO, there are a lot of moving parts, I'm actually going to split this segment into separate videos because I know you don't have a ton of time. Hopefully you're busy with your business, so I thought that would be more convenient so you can just watch each snippet when you have time. Now, in the first two segments, we went over websites for the first segment and paid advertising for the second segment. And those are, I would say, the two starting points if you're starting from scratch. And going into segment 3 here, lesson 3 here on SEO. SEO, and this is something that, it really takes some understanding, is that SEO is a long-term investment. If you've never done anything with SEO or you haven't touched your SEO for your business website in years, I usually tell clients you're not going to make any money off of it for the first 6 months. That's just the nature of the beast. That is the Google algorithm. And especially if you're in a city or location where there's a ton of competition, it might be even longer, where I would, extend that timeline to maybe a year or more. But SEO, it does have its benefits. And, I'm really about building your own assets online, whether that's a YouTube channel, your website, whatever it is, your Facebook page, Facebook business page, whatever it is. And while PPC is great for getting traffic early and getting leads early, let's say, you decide that you turn off those ads. Well, that traffic pretty much disappears. So SEO can fill that void that even though it's a long-term strategy, over time, if you're doing SEO the right way, you'll see that ROI. And I've seen cases for clients I've worked with for a number of years where at first the emphasis was on paid advertising, and over time we steadily built up their SEO, and they were able to reduce their ad budget because SEO was getting them traffic and leads. So I'll jump right into it here. So if you're not familiar, SEO is short for search engine optimization, and it's basically the process, the tactics of increasing the quality and quantity of the traffic to your website by increasing the visibility on the search engine results pages. And if you're not sure what all of this is, I'll do a quick demo here. So I had this search results page up for Atlanta water damage restoration. So pretty simple. You're going to have your ads at the top, whether those are traditional ads or local service ads. You're going to have your map pack, which is a very important part of a good SEO campaign. And then after that, you're going to have what are called your organic listings. And so when you really have things rolling is when you have placement in each of these areas, in the ad section, the map section, and the organic section. And so SEO really focuses on the map section and the organic section here. So going back to the presentation here, so there are pros and cons of SEO, and I'll start with the cons. The results take time. Unless you're in an area that's not very competitive or you've already been doing SEO, it will take time to see results in ROI. It's definitely a longer term investment compared to ads. And with that investment, it might be very large up front where you're just not getting that return, especially if you're in a larger metro area. There are always, the Google algorithm, I believe I read, changes, their algorithm changes over 500 times a year. And while all of those aren't major changes, you're not in complete control of those changes. So you might have been doing things the right way for years, but an algorithm hits and it negatively affects your website. So there aren't any guarantees, and your website is at the risk of being penalized if you're not staying on top of your SEO and the new trends. However, once you get your SEO, once you get momentum rolling, you're getting organic traffic, you're getting organic leads, customers, they're engaging with your company's website, it can be a continuous flow for free. And I say free in quotes because it would take investment to get there. But once you get there, you can really start seeing a flow of organic traffic. And that can be really, really beneficial and be a really good complement to your paid advertising campaign. It gives you more exposure to people who are looking for a solution. So I know there are some people who will skip the ad section because, it's kind of this idea where, yes, you can pay to play, you can get really easy and quick placement and visibility, but does that necessarily mean you're the best company? Where typically for your organic listings, the companies that are ranked the highest are usually going to be the best providers because they're either putting out great content, they're getting really good reviews, they're really their website has been around a while, so their business has probably been around a while, and so on. So typically, if you're just looking at an apples to apples comparison, organic websites and listings are going to be better quality, especially at the very top. Organic traffic that has a good chance of converting. So one of the downsides of a paid advertising campaign, specifically on Google, and I talked about this in the advertising segment, is that you're going to have clicks that are irrelevant. So essentially, you're going to be wasting ad spend on those irrelevant clicks. Whereas you obviously can use negative keywords to minimize those irrelevant clicks. However, they're always going to be a cat and mouse game where you're going to have to stay on top of it. Whereas organic traffic, SEO, assuming that you're targeting the right keywords that are going to drive bottom line and revenue results for your damage restoration business, those are typically going to be higher quality traffic and higher quality leads because they are searching. They did skip the ad section, and they're really looking for a provider to solve their problem. And then when you're at the top of the map pack and you have pages on your site that are ranking well, you're going to be seen as the position of authority. You're going to be in a position of authority for your target area. And this can benefit you in ways you might not imagine. A lot of times when news stations, maybe they need a quote from a particular type of company, they'll just go to Google and grab the first website and see what they're saying about a particular topic. And there you go. You're going to have, be featured in the news while even trying. So there are benefits of that. Even, being at the top of the search results, people are going to see you as the authority. So again, whereas maybe with the paid advertising, you're going to get some irrelevant clicks. People are just kind of shopping around. With organic, you're going to really get better quality traffic. So those are just some of the pros and cons of SEO. I think it's important to understand those so that you go in to a digital marketing campaign, a SEO campaign, with the right expectations. So in this graphic here, this is the typical timeline for PPC and SEO, and assuming maybe you're doing some things offline with PR, maybe you're doing some advertising in your local newspaper or your local radio station or TV station, this is kind of the timeline you can expect. So you can see quick results, PPC, that's your go-to. So if you're looking, if your budget is low, you're really looking to build up your clientele, your customers, and really fill your pipeline with more jobs, PPC by all means is the way to go. But if you're looking at kind of more of a long-term approach, SEO and content, which I'll speak on later, those are definitely two channels that you want to focus on. And really, if your budget allows, you want to do all three of these things to really get the best bang for your buck. So why invest in SEO? Again, kind of going back to owning your own assets, where, yeah, you don't necessarily own the Google algorithm and can control that, but you can't control what's on your website. You can't control what's on your social media pages. And that's a good asset because, you can send it to someone can look at it. And let's say 10 years from now, Google, I don't foresee this, but Google, people no longer use Google. Maybe it's something else out there. You'll always have your website. You'll always have your social media pages, and you can always use those as sales assets or assets for your sales process. With a sound strategy and successful execution, like I've already said, SEO does provide a long-term source of traffic and leads. And the important words there are sound. In the SEO world, there's something called white hat and black hat. And while black hat, when it's done well and done right, it can definitely be effective if the provider that you're working with isn't staying on top of these algorithm changes and making sure that their tactics align with Google's guidelines. You can expose yourself to penalties where you'll have heard of websites just falling off the map of Google because they were using tactics that maybe worked in 2017 but don't necessarily work in 2020. Whereas you're focused more on white hat, that's a lot of content, a lot of, just sound technical SEO. Those are longer term strategies that can really help you avoid some of those penalties that other businesses may get in the industry and really help set you up for long-term success. So there are several areas of focus for SEO, specifically for restoration companies. So Google My Business and Google Maps, that's the map section that I showed earlier in this video. That's going to be, probably the most important part of your SEO campaign. Again, going back to the website, making sure your website is mobile friendly and easy to use. Really good keyword targeting. So figuring out of all of those phrases and keywords that people are using, what are those really important ones that are going to drive business through your SEO campaign? Proper on-page and technical SEO. So really, are you doing all of the basics right, the fundamentals right? Citations and business listings. So these are mentions and profiles for your business on Google My Business, Bing Places, Yelp, HomeAdvisor, and so on. That's an important part of a sound SEO campaign. And then backlinks. And this is really, most websites are going to get the top 5 right, especially if they have invested in marketing. But backlinks are a way that you can set yourself apart. And so I'll be making separate videos on each of these different areas of focus. But if watching this that you have no idea what's going on, or you at least know that you need SEO for your restoration company's website but don't know where to get started, feel free to give us a call at the 888 number here on the slide, and no obligation, complimentary consultation, and we'll really help you, direct you which way you need to go for 2020 and beyond. So in the next lesson, I'm really going to go in full detail about Google My Business and optimizing your Google My Business listing. But thanks for watching, and I look forward to speaking with you in the next segment. Take care.